How's it going, guys? Raj here. Today I'm back again tonight with my second video. This one is going to be as part of my Scents of the Week series. I've only done one video in the series, to be honest, and it's not something I'm going to do frequently, but now and again I'll pop up with the Scents of the Week series. If you didn't see the old one, or if you maybe forgotten what this is all about, I'm just going to talk you through a selection of some of the fragrances I've been wearing this week. Could be full bottles, samples, decants, anything really. Actually, this week or the past couple of weeks, actually, I've had limited access to my fragrance collection. As you might, I don't know if you can tell, but basically doing some renovations around the house. And yeah, I've only got a few bottles and a few samples I'm working with, and yeah, I haven't really had a chance to get into it properly or anything that I wanted outside of these guys. But these are some pretty good ones. So let's just get straight into the first one. The first one actually, it means the most to me, this fragrance, out of these four here, simply because this was a gift to me, but not just a gift from anybody, not just any old person, from a fellow reviewer. And again, not just any reviewer, a guy who I met recently, good friends with, Lupe, his channel is the Lupe Experience. He was actually down in London and we had a great time over 2 nights. Stay tuned for some videos actually on well, definitely my channel, and I think a couple more on his as well. And he gave this to me as a gift, and this is, of course, it's coming out of the Tom Ford house. And this is Italian Cypress. 50 ml bottle. What can I say? Lupe, thanks a lot, man. I really, really appreciate this. Not only because it's an amazing gift, but this is an amazing fragrance. One that I actually overlooked. And, sometimes that can happen when you're maybe going after the more heavy hitters, the more popular ones in a collection like the Private Blend. Some of the other ones actually get overlooked. Some of the really good ones are in the shadow of the more powerful ones, like your Tuscan Leathers and your Noir de Noirs and Tobacco Vanille and fragrances like that. But this is really, really great. I've been wearing this to work a lot. I feel it is a really good work fragrance, actually. And it's not what I was expecting at all, actually. It's got a lot more to it than what I expected. There are similarities to another fragrance, which I've actually finished now. Another Cypress-based fragrance called Cypress di Toscana from Acqua di Parma, from their Blue Mediterraneo line, which has actually been discontinued, unfortunately. But this replaces it and just beats it, like in every department. The Cypress note, or Cypress, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm still getting my head around because I think it's actually quite a pretty special one. It's sweet, it's cocoa-like, it's almost like galbanum-like, very green and leafy. And it's dry and it's smoky and slightly grassy as well. Really, really interesting fragrance. There's a freshness to this as well, coming from a very surprising mint note. There's everything about this fragrance is surprising. But maybe I shouldn't be surprised because this is a Tom Ford Private Blend fragrance after all. Worth checking out, guys. Don't ignore it like I did. Since I'm on Tom Ford, let's go on to another fragrance. This one from the signature line of Tom Ford. Tom Ford, there are 3 houses out there, for me anyway, where I don't blind buy, but I kind of know what I'm going to get quality, and it's kind of an easy decision. And they are Dior, Serge Lutens, and Tom Ford. Probably my 3 favorite houses, if I'm to be honest. I haven't actually thought about it. They probably are my 3 favorite houses. And this is one of their latest releases into the signature line. This is Tom Ford Noir. You've got a little TF there, and I've done it the wrong way around, but a T and an F on the side. I really like this. I really like this a lot. I feel actually, I didn't get this as a gift. I paid full retail. A little bit pricey, I'll have to be honest, and I went for the 50 ml. Get the 100 ml if you're looking for the best value, but I didn't want to add the volume. Tom Ford Noir kind of reminds me a little bit of La Nuit de l'Homme from YSL. It's kind of like a more refined version of that, a little bit more powdery. I get the violet in there. The color purple, not the color, not the book, literally comes to mind when I think of this fragrance. It's kind of slightly mossy and musky in the base. And there are some pretty interesting notes in there. I've heard civet is one of those. It's not dirty as such. It's definitely interesting. Kind of sweet. There's a kind of chocolatey patchouli notes in there as well, which is a little bit light. Performance of this eau de parfum strength could be better. I get about 6 or 7 hours, but I kind of really wanted a little bit more. This is an excellent fragrance, I have to be honest. There are some people out there who are saying this is overpriced and there are much better, cheaper alternatives, which I want to get my nose on. But for now, Tom Ford Noir is a winner in my books. Going on to a fragrance that I just bought literally recently. Again, you know, I mentioned Dior, and I have a kind of a collector's mentality when it comes to Dior and Tom Ford and Serge Vuitton. And this is Dior Homme Cologne. Probably won't focus right now, but you get the picture. It's Dior Homme Cologne. Cool bottle. I like it. It's got a nice little blue cap here, blue ring around the cap. Kind of frosted side, then it's see-through there. I think this is a good fragrance. I think this is a really good fragrance. You know what? It's better than I thought it would be. It's better than I thought it would be because people were saying that if you have Dior Homme Sport, you don't need Dior Homme Cologne. To be honest, guys, I actually disagree. I think if you have Dior Homme Sport, you could definitely have this. It's different. Dior Homme Sport, the latest version anyway, is an Irish-dominated fragrance with kind of like citrus notes and a bit of a cedar kind of gingeriness in there. But this is a bergamot and a lemon fragrance and a musky white musk fragrance. Like the most simple fragrance you'll ever come across, but just well put together. You know, that's Dior. These are the houses. You know, Tom Ford, Dior, Serge Vuitton, the trio I just already mentioned like 3 times. You know that the fragrance are always well done. You're always going to get good quality. So you kind of have to think to yourself, why would you bother with anything else? But as a as a fragrance enthusiast, you can't ignore everything else out there. But you know, very nice bergamot notes. Simple. It doesn't shine, but it's subtle and it's nice to wear in a kind of spring environment. Summer definitely, but in the extreme heat, this kind of dies a little bit. I feel there's a very nice lemon note in here, actually, which dominates more. It's kind of sweet, and it's really delicious, actually. Literally, like, kind of makes your mouth water. Definitely worth checking out. A great purchase. I'm very pleased with that. Lasts a long time. I actually get pretty good longevity for a citrus cologne-based cologne fragrance. I actually get good performance. Worth having a look at. And coming on to a sample, which I actually I've had this just for a few days actually. I've actually been wearing a few other samples that were sent to me by Freddie. Actually, I've been wearing a couple of those recently. Now that I've got my hands on a few other fragrances, I've been wearing a few of those. But that's another video. This one is from Montale. This is Intense Café. Before I go into the fragrance, I have to say I am not a fan of what I've tried from Montale. And when I say not a fan, I mean I really don't like any of their fragrances that I tried. I've tried about 14, I think I counted. I've tried about 14 of their fragrances. 3 of them, this one is the best. I really like Intense Café. Red Oud is pretty good actually. I might want to finish off my sample before I make any decisions. And Red Vetiver, I think it's called Red Vetiver, is nice, but it's just nice to be honest. Don't really. And then everything else, Dark Oud, Black Oud, Sweet Moon, Oriental Dreams, and all that other stuff. It's just not really for me. I really don't like those fragrances. But Intense Café is very nice, very nice. If you're looking for a sweet rose fragrance, this is it. This is a darker style rose because you've got some smoky oud in there as well. Smooth, extremely smooth fragrance. A coffee note, which stands out in the opening few minutes. It doesn't dominate on me. It turns into a kind of, I don't want to say like a Starbucks weird creation, but a kind of nice sweet coffee, almost like a kind of like Persian tea, Persian coffee, I'm not sure if I'm thinking of the same thing, but I think they in Turkey or something, they had Turkish coffee or something like that, where they put in a lot of sugar, and it kind of reminds me of that. I still need to finish this. Incredible longevity. This is just like some of the best longevity you're ever gonna see. This is like in the morning, and you'll smell it the next day after your shower. And I think Renee of the channel Miss Desires 81 has been the one who kind of um, his thoughts and his videos and on Facebook and on YouTube kind of really grabbed my attention. So he did some great work at sort of like promoting this fragrance and pushing it into the conscience of the YouTube and fragrance community, Facebook community. So yeah, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Check it out. So there you go, guys. Some excellent fragrances here. Have you tried them? Do you own them? Do you like them? Do you dislike them? Are there any in here which you kind of like to try and you're quite eager on trying? And tell me, what have you been wearing this week? Of course, this is not just all about me, this is about you as well. What have you been wearing? Have you been wearing full bottles? Have you been testing, sampling? Anything that you've loved? Anything that you really hated? Anything new that you've tried in stores, maybe? Let me know your thoughts, guys. It's always great to hear from you. Thanks again for your support, and I'll see you soon. Bye.